I don't know how you could resist all these offers I'm giving you in this platform. I'm surprised. Okay, I wish I could give you the business credit for free, but I can't because I have to pay a lot of money for these licenses. This is not a platform whereas I could just give out I could give out the license free willy-nilly. Each and every person that gets registered to use the platform that want to give you access to, there is a hefty fee associated with it. But what I'm doing is I'm taking part of the commission that I get from the lender if you get a loan, and I will give you access to the platform as a gift to motivate you to apply for funding. So let's say you don't need funding right now and you like, oh man, I like that idea, but I don't really need to take out no 100,000. Well, I don't really need no money. Well, take out a small loan. You could apply for a $10,000 loan for business funding, and then you don't even have to spend it. You could use it as a way to pad your bank account or to pay off some debt or to pay off some debt or something if you don't want to do that. So you could do that. You could use that option if you really don't want to borrow any money. Just borrow a little bit amounts. If you borrow as low as $5,000, I'll give you access. Okay, so if you borrow as low as $5,000, I'll give you access, and you could get the business credit. Now, for those of you who say nope, I don't want to apply for nothing. I don't want to get no more debt or whatever. I can still give you free mobile advertising. Now, the mobile advertising, how it works is like this. You're going to join a network, and your banner ad is going to be on a bunch of websites across the city like Bank of America and Coupon and even Yelp, and you're going to be at the top of the listing, right? A premium position for certain keywords that related to your business. And you won't have to pay for any clicks. You won't have to pay for any impressions, and you can use it for as many locations that you have, and you will get a whole bunch of traffic coming to your business. But there is a catch to it. You don't have to pay for any advertising, but you do have to pay a commission for the revenue that the ad brings you. So it's like a guaranteed result advertising strategy. And I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's one of the I have access to that program. And the only way that you can get access to that program is if you're invited or if you go through a person like me. So it's not like you could go on Google and search for it. It's something that somebody has to tell you to do it and get you on there. And I could do that for you, and there's absolutely no cost. And all you have to do is book an appointment with me. Because if you book an appointment with me, I'm giving you that for free because now I have a contact. I could contact you later on when you need money. Right? And I could contact you later on if I have another marketing service or I have something else that I think is really matches your goals and stuff. So, because what I want to do is I want to learn about your business so I can help you to increase your cash flow. So that's another service that I can do for you if you do not want to borrow any money at all. Now, for the Google My Business service listing, you have to apply for funding, and you have to apply for a good amount where I get a nice generous commission. So you need to apply for at least 100K or more. And then what I'll do for you in return is I really want it to be 150, but I'll make it 100K or more. If you get 100K or more, I will set you up with the business credit platform and the Google My Business. Okay. So that's a great service for you. The Google My Business will allow you to send traffic, send signals every week about your business and the things you sell. And that is what Google is encouraging small business owners to do, because that is how they want to dominate the local search engine niche. But the only way they can do it is if business owners are creating content, because that's how they make their money. They make money by using the free content to sell ad space. That's how they dominated the national search. But now they want to dominate local search. So they're rewarding local businesses with traffic if they produce content. So what I'll do for you is I'll have my team produce content for you every single week. And included in that service is responding to reviews and to respond to things that people say on your Google My Business page. And that's another way that you could streamline, you could generate foot traffic and generate leads for your business. So that's another service. And all I'm asking you to do basically is, if you need capital, to apply with me and allow me to set you up with that. Now, the business credit, a lot of business owners surprisingly don't understand the benefit of business credit. So let me explain it to you. You run a business, right? But, and I'm not trying to say this to be funny, but you run a business, but you really don't have the skill to generate profit at will, correct? Because if you did, you wouldn't need credit. You wouldn't need nothing. You'd just be making money hands over fist, right? But since that's not the case, that means you run a business where if certain variables were to change, your business, your ability to make cash flow to survive in your business is at risk, right? So that means you need to have finance backup plans. You need to be able to go to a lender real quick when you need a cash infusion for your business. Now, here's the thing. When you're only using personal credit to run your business, every time you take an infusion of cash, or you maximize the credit and the maximized money from lenders, your credit score just goes down. But that does not happen in the world of business credit. You could take out 10 credit cards, business credit cards. You could go and get a business loan. You could go and get a business credit line. You could max out every single one of them, and no one will penalize you. The banking system won't penalize you, because there is a separate credit system for business credit than versus personal credit. In the world of personal credit, you're penalized for spending. In the world of business credit, you're rewarded for spending, so long as you pay your bills on time or a little bit earlier. So that's one of the biggest benefits. Another big benefit of business credit is that you get access to loans at a cheaper rate. So instead of you paying the premium price and interest, you pay a lesser price, because they have other things to judge the risk involved. Because money, there's risk involved, right? The lender have to scope you out to see whether they're going to lend to you or not. So the more things you bring to the table, the more they can say, okay, they meet a certain criteria, so instead of me charging them this, I'll charge them that. Okay, so I'm not going to fill your head with pie in the sky fancy to make you think that alternate lenders are out here giving you low, because they're not. Alternate lenders have a monopoly in the small business lending, and they charge premium for their interest. But business credit can get you a lesser cost in the loans that you receive. And you could also eventually go to portfolio community banks that use their own money to negotiate getting a loan at a bank rate, because most banks, you can't go to a Chase Bank or a community bank anymore like you used to back in the day to get lending. They reject about 80% of all loans, and that comes off of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce website. That's not just something that that I'm making up willy-nilly, right? Small business community banks don't really lend to small businesses anymore. They have A+ credit and A+ financials. If that's not you, then you have to go to a non-bank lender. Okay, but there are portfolio banks out in the community that use their own money to lend, whereas you can build a relationship with them and use business credit as leverage to negotiate getting a loan at a lesser rate than you would get from a non-bank lender. So that's another business benefit you get. And another benefit of business credit is getting access to the vendor database that's included in the membership that I'm going to give you. Now, vendor database is where you could go and buy inventory and buy services and get access to these products and services without having to pay up front. Like when you go to a store, right? You can't go to a store and just say, well, let me pay later, right? Well, with vendor credit, you could go shopping and pay for things, get stuff now and pay later. So that gives you a leverage and gives you some time to generate cash flow. Because remember that the name of the game is you keeping all the cash for yourself, using other people's money to do what you have to do, and then paying these people back, right? And until you get to the point where you have mastered learning how to make profit at will, you're going to need to use financing. So when it comes to that, you need business credit as part of your arsenal, okay? So, right? And then in addition to all of that, I also can get you qualified for the employee retention credit as part of the process when you meet up for me. Okay, so, and there's no cost for that either. So let me tell you how that worked. What it was, there's a company that you have to answer some questions, right? And then they're going to analyze and do some work to check out to see how much money you could get from the IRS. They're going to give you a quote. and they're going to give you a big old hefty, big old quote that they could guarantee that you're going to get. And then once they give you this big old juicy number that you're going to get as a tax credit, you're going to have to pay a little deposit down. And then after you get your money from the tax credit, you're going to have to pay them their commission, which is, I think, is 12% or 50. It's between 10 and 15% their commission. And that's it. So there's no risk, because they're going to make sure you get the money first before they charge you anything, and they pre-qualify you for free. So these are all the things I can do for you, in addition to getting you up to $750,000 within the next 3 days if you need it, and equipment financing if you need it, and even credit card processing if you need it. But I don't even talk about that. That's something else that I could do for you for free. Okay, you can get credit card processing for free. If you didn't know about it, so could you please book an appointment with me? Okay, because once I stop trying to get your attention and I stop contacting you, all my major benefits that I'm offering you is going to be off the table. You're going to have to pay a fee to get the business credit. I'm not going to throw that in as free anymore. Okay, bye.